Hi, K-pop lovers. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now and drop a like before we even get started, because this video is going to make you laugh, feel personally attacked, and weirdly comforted all at the same time. I'm serious. Stay until the end because the last habit I'm going to share. That one hit me the hardest. You'll see why. Okay, so let me paint you a picture. It is a perfectly good afternoon. You have things you could be doing, things you probably should be doing, but instead, you are flat on your back, phone hovering above your face, scrolling through absolutely nothing important, fully aware that you are being unproductive and completely at peace with that. You are not bored, by the way. You are never bored. You have your phone. Now tell me, what if I told you that one of the most talented K-pop idols alive does the exact same thing? Not just sometimes. This is literally what she does on her days off. And she said so herself, in her own words, on Weverse for all the world to see. AHYEON from babymonster, the girl whose voice makes people stop mid-scroll and rewind, revealed on a Weverse Q&A in September 2024 exactly what she does when she's bored at home. And I quote directly, lying down. But not bored since I have my phone. That's it. That is the full answer. No elaborate hobby. No productive creative project. Just lying down, phone in hand, completely unbothered. She even had the audacity to clarify that she is not even bored, because the phone is there. She does not need anything else. The phone is enough. And if that sentence does not describe at least 80% of your off days, I don't know what to tell you. But here's where the morning routine comes in, and this is where everything starts to make a lot more sense. You would think that someone who lies around on her phone all day has no reason to wake up early, right? Wrong. Because AHYEON has one force in her life powerful enough to drag her out of bed, and that force is food. Specifically, breakfast. She said it herself in a Q&A on Weverse in September 2024, she always eats breakfast. Always. No exceptions. And we're not talking about a quick snack or a protein bar grabbed on the way out. In her daily routine that she shared during the Chuseok holiday, she specifically wrote, "Eat a meal, not a snack, actual food," and you can feel the energy behind that clarification. She has opinions about proper meals. Strong ones. The alarm goes off at 7 a.m., and while her instinct might be to go back to sleep, the breakfast is real. The breakfast is calling. And AHYEON answers. Her morning go-to is toast with apple jam and apple grates, a combination that sounds simple but that she clearly has an emotional attachment to, because she listed it as one of her favorite foods alongside things like pork belly, spicy chicken stew, and milk. The fact that toast with apple jam is in the same sentence as pork belly tells you everything you need to know about AHYEON's food personality. She is not precious about what she eats. She just really, genuinely loves eating, and she is not shy about it. At all. During Baymon House, the group's reality show content, fans noticed that a significant portion of AHYEON's screen time was simply her eating. Not just snacking. Eating. Big portions. With full commitment. Netizens were genuinely shocked, because this is a girl with a tiny waist and incredible proportions, and she was on screen consuming food with an enthusiasm that most people reserve for their absolute favorite meals, every single time. And here's the part that is truly extraordinary, because AHYEON took this food dedication even further on Weverse in September 2024. She posted a list, a full, detailed, organized list, of food combinations she craves. Not just foods. Combinations. Pork belly with babymonster and doenjang jjigae. Grilled pork belly yakisoba with futomaki. Spicy chicken and beef tripe stew with rice cakes and potatoes added. Ox bone soup with extra noodles and extra rice. Boneless spicy chicken feet with rice balls and steamed egg. Spicy stir-fried chicken with crispy nurungji fried rice made from the leftover pan, then followed by udon noodles. Double portion of black bean noodles with sweet and sour pork. And then, as if that wasn't enough, she listed the snacks separately: pistachio smoothie with chocolate and pearls, yogurt ice cream with yogurt cornflakes and Oreo cookies and Oreo O's and condensed milk and melon and banana. She started that post with the words, "Don't be surprised," and then proceeded to post something that absolutely warranted surprise. This is not a casual food list. This is a manifesto. This girl has thought deeply about what she wants to eat, and she is not afraid to share it with the world in full detail. What makes this even funnier is that her stated special skill, her actual self-reported talent outside of singing and dancing, is, "I eat a lot." That is the skill she chose to highlight. Out of everything she could have said, she went with, "I eat a lot." And she was not wrong, and she was not embarrassed, and she simply moved on. She also said she keeps track of what she eats and writes it down, which means somewhere there is a journal or a notes app on AHYEON's phone with a very detailed food diary, and I feel like that document would be the most chaotic and also most organized piece of writing she has ever produced. Now, let's get back to the routines and the habits, because the food is only one layer of this very relatable picture. On the mornings when she does choose to go back to sleep after that 7 a.m. alarm, which is genuinely also part of her routine, she said so herself, she wakes up again around 1:30 in the afternoon, grabs something lighter to eat, and then slowly starts existing. She edits a vlog, gets dressed, heads to work, practices, comes home, tidies her room, searches for new music, and then, her exact words, charges up dopamine before falling asleep without realizing it. I need you to sit with the phrase, "charges up dopamine," for a second. That is how she describes her evening wind down. Not relaxing. Not resting. Charging up dopamine. This girl understands herself on a chemical level, and I respect it deeply. Now let's talk about the other habits, because this is where it really gets wild. AHYEON has a physical nervous habit that every single member of babymonster knows about, can imitate on command, and will bring up at any opportunity to embarrass her. She brushes her hair back with her hand, and she does it approximately 200 times a day. 200. She admitted this herself during an appearance on Idol Human Theater, and you could visibly see her regretting the confession in real time as the other members immediately started mimicking exactly how she does it. They knew the angle. They knew the speed. They had been watching this for years. AHYEON sat there saying, "I really don't know why, but I do it so often," and that is the most honest thing a person can say about a habit. She does not know why. She just does. 200 times a day. It is purely automatic at this point, like breathing, except it's brushing her hair back while presumably doing everything else. But the hair habit is just the one everyone knows about. In her Weverse Chuseok post, AHYEON admitted there are more. She said, "And I love this, everyone already knows one of them, so I won't mention it," referring obviously to the hair thing, "but here's something new, when I'm bored, I tap my fingers to a rhythm." So she is sitting there, in silence, and her fingers are just going to a beat that probably only exists in her head. She is internally composing percussion while appearing to do nothing. And then she added that she also has a habit of pressing her thumb with her ring finger and middle finger. Just pressing. For no particular reason. She cannot explain it. It is simply what her hands do when her brain is somewhere else. If you have ever been caught doing something completely unconscious with your hands and had absolutely no defense when someone asked why, you understand AHYEON right now on a cellular level. Here's the detail I want you to really sit with. AHYEON described her own personality in one word, and the word she chose was quirky. She did not say confident. She did not say disciplined. She said quirky. And then she listed the evidence herself, completely unprompted. In a 100-question Q&A she went online and found on her own, filled out herself, and posted on Weverse for her fans. She even added a note at the top saying she went online and worked hard to find 100 questions and answers. She worked hard to find the quiz. She applied effort and intention to locating a personality quiz on the internet, and then she sat down, probably lying down, actually, on her phone, and answered all 100 of them with full sincerity. The chaos and the discipline existing in the same body. That is AHYEON. Let's talk about what she does when she cannot sleep, because this wraps the whole picture together perfectly. When AHYEON cannot sleep, she listens to music with earphones. Not a sleep podcast. Not a meditation app. Music, with earphones, in the dark. And the last thing she does before bed every single night is use her phone. The phone is the first thing she reaches for when the alarm goes off. It keeps her company when she's lying flat doing nothing during the day. It's how she finds new music, posts her food lists, answers fan questions at length, and eventually drifts off to sleep without realizing it. The phone is her constant companion through every part of her day. And she is completely, totally, absolutely at peace with that. She has never pretended otherwise. Her MBTI is ISTJ. She confirmed this on Weverse in April 2024, and the ISTJ is someone who knows exactly who they are, has accepted it, and is not interested in performing a different version of themselves for anyone. That is the thing about AHYEON that makes all of this so genuinely refreshing. She does not perform her offstage self. She just is it. She is someone who will go back to sleep after a 7 a.m. alarm but will not miss breakfast because breakfast is sacred. She eats pork belly and double portions of black bean noodles with the same energy she brings to a stage performance, fully committed, no half measures. She brushes her hair back 200 times a day and genuinely does not know why. She taps her fingers to beats only she can hear. She lies down with her phone and calls it a good afternoon. She falls asleep mid-vibe without warning. And she described all of this as quirky in a quiz she found on the internet, probably while lying down, definitely on her phone. If that is not the most relatable person you have encountered in the K-pop world, I genuinely want to know who is, and I want you to tell me in the comments right now. Drop it below. And tell me which habit hit closest to home. Was it the going back to sleep after the alarm? The breakfast that forces her out of bed? The 200 hair tosses? The food list that reads like a full restaurant menu? Or the phone from the moment she wakes up to the moment she passes out? Tell me everything. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and share it with your fellow monsties, or honestly just send it to the friend who is definitely lying in bed watching this right now, because they deserve to feel seen too. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that button right now, because there is a lot more content like this coming and you do not want to miss it. I'll see you in the next one. And yes, go eat a proper meal. Not a snack. Actual food. AHYEON would want that for you. AHYEON.